Hey everyone, this is Scot Williamson here at the McDonough County YMCA, and today I'm going to show you a routine I've worked up to try to help our youth get in shape, stay in shape, develop healthy habits, and learn just about their own bodies, how they work, and basically just not to be afraid of the gym. Alright, so I'm going to run you through a workout that I've prepared today. We're going to start off with a warm-up right behind me. What we're going to do is we're going to be doing some forward movements, some backward movements, some hops, and some lateral movements. We're just going to get the blood flowing and get ourselves ready for the day. Okay, let's do it.
So the first motion that we're going to do is we're going to be running backwards to warm up our legs. Then we're going to be shuffling to the right and then take a sprint forward, turn around, do some bunny hops down a ladder that I have set up on the floor. Once we get done with that, we're going to sprint down again to the end of the floor and shuffle across to the left. Then repeat the motion for about 5 minutes. The idea here is that we want to warm up the core of the body. We want to get the legs going, we want to move the arms, we want to get our breath, we want to be ready for the workout. Warming up is an important part of any exercise routine, otherwise you're going to put more stress on your body and your exercising won't be as effective. Alright, you're doing great. You only have about 30 seconds left to go in the workout. Your core should be getting warm about now. You should just be breaking a little bit of a sweat and be slightly out of breath. That's about where you want to be at the end of your warm-up.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. We do that for about 5 minutes while everyone gets ready, and then we're going to go into the educational part of the day where we're going to talk about the different muscle groups, what they do, and how to identify them. So let's look at that. Now, there are a lot of muscle groups in the bodies, so we're just going to pick the main ones that are the biggest and easy to identify. There might be more, and we will learn more, and they might have different names, and we will learn different names, but right now, we're going to keep it simple, okay? So first, we're going to start with the easiest one. Let me all see your biceps. All right? So I'm going to ask everyone to show a bicep like this, and go like this with their arm. Moving your arm like this will help you feel the bicep working, okay? So that was an easy one. Now we're going to do triceps. So triceps on the opposite side. We're going to do the opposite thing with the arm, pulling out straight like this. When you get straight like this, you're going to be able to feel that tricep working. So, where's your biceps? Where's your triceps? Next, we're going to go into our delts. Our delts are our shoulder muscles. And we're going to go like this so we can feel our shoulder muscles working. There's a group of 4 muscles right around here that you should feel working when you move your arm up and down. So once again, we have our biceps, forward and back like this. Our triceps, stretching out our arm like this. We have our delts, going up and down like this. Next, we're going to do our pectorals, our chest muscles. So go like this and bring your arm forward and in like this. That's going to help you feel your pectoral muscle work. All right? So, biceps, bring the arm in. Triceps, push the arm out. Delts, moving the arm up and down. Pectorals, we're going to squeeze in with our arm like this. All right, so our ab muscles. Ab muscles bring our body in like this. So if you take your body back and pull it in, you can feel those ab muscles working all right up and down your center here. All right, so ab muscles, pectorals or pecs, delts, triceps, and biceps. All right, now we're going to get into our legs. We're going to turn here and put our hands right here on our glutes, everybody's favorite. So with our glutes, we're just going to squeeze like this and feel them working. That's going to bring our bodies up into an upright posture like this. All right, that's our glutes. Abdomens, pectorals, delts, triceps, biceps. All right, after our glutes, we're going to go to our quads. Our quad muscles are these right here on the front of our leg. Okay, if you go up and down like this, you should feel them working. All right? Quad muscles, glutes, pectorals, abdomens, delts, triceps, biceps. Okay, next up is going to be your hamstrings. Once again, turning the side so you can see, hamstrings are on the back side of your legs down here, below the glutes and on the opposite side of the quads. So hamstrings, once again, are going to help your legs move up and down like this. All right? So moving their hamstrings, going up and down. All right? Quad muscles, once again, helping your legs go up and down. Glutes, helping straighten out your body here. Really push those hips forward. Abdomens, up and down, squeezing your body together. Pectorals, bringing that arm in. Delts, bringing that arm up. Tricep, straightening out that arm. Bicep, bringing the arm in. Okay, we got one more for today, and that's going to be your calf muscles. Calf muscles are on the back of your leg right here, and we're going to move up and down on our calves, just like that, okay? Up and down and feel them work. All right, so one last time, calf muscles, up and down. Hamstrings, moving the legs in and out. All right, quads, up and down. Glutes, straightening out that body, really pushing the hips forward. Abdomens, squeezing the body together. Pectorals, bringing the arm in. Delts, bringing the arm up. Biceps, bring the arm in. Triceps, pushing the arm out. Okay, so there's a quick rundown on a lot of the main muscle groups of your biceps. Now there are others, like your rhomboids, like your lats, like your traps, but those are harder for us to identify here on video and to teach people, so we'll learn about those on another time in another place, okay? So next, we're gonna learn some of the basic exercises. Today, we're gonna be focusing on our core muscles. Now, like I said, our core muscles are our abdomens, but there are also other muscles that help engage the middle part of your body, keeping it stable. So the core is going to be made up of things like your abs, obviously, but also have obliques, which are coming down here at an angle. You also have things like hip flexors, which help keep and stabilize your core and bring up your legs and do things like that. All right? And other muscles as well, all right? But we are going to focus mainly on our abs and our obliques, okay? So let's do a workout and see what that looks like. So one of the things that I want everyone to know is the basic exercises. There's an infinite number of exercises out there, but there are some basic ones that cover the main muscle groups and that most people are familiar with. And so we're going to try to teach you the names and how to properly do those exercises. Today, we are just going to be focusing on our core muscle groups, okay? So we're going to start off with the very, very basic one, the sit-up, all right? To do a proper sit-up, get yourself onto the ground here. Legs up like this, feet firmly planted on the ground, shoulders against the ground. You can put your arms across your shoulders or behind your head. Today, we're going to put them across our shoulders like this. Now, the important thing to think about when you're doing a sit-up is to be pulling your back up off the ground one vertebrae at a time. Come all the way up here and then all the way back down, laying your back down one vertebrae at a time, okay? Trying to keep your feet solidly against the ground the entire time, all right? So down and up, down and up. All right, let me rep out a couple here. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, so that's the sit-up. Now we're going to do something a little bit more simple. We're going to do the crunch, all right? So instead of bringing our body all the way up, we're just doing our shoulders off the ground basically. And what that's doing is it's focusing mainly on your upper core. These right up here, closer to your chest, are going to be engaging and not so much your lower core down here by your legs. All right, so let me show you what that looks like. Once again, assume the sit-up position on the ground. This time though, instead of coming all the way up, we're just going to be bringing our shoulders off the ground like this. All right, up and squeeze. Now the squeeze at the top is a very important part. Right here, you should feel it right here, right below your chest, right below your pectorals. Those are the ones that you really want to be squeezing. All right, then down. So go up, squeeze, 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 and down. All right, so let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. Up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. What you don't want to be seeing is like this. All right? That's not going to do anything for you. You want slow, controlled movements. All right? You want to really focus your mind on squeezing those muscles. Especially at the top here, you want to kill your momentum before you start going back down again. That way, you will get the most out of your workout. All right, next one we're going to do is we're going to do a plank. All right, a plank is going to work on our stability here. What we're going to do is we're going to get on our hands and our knees here, legs out straight back. You're going to push up on your feet and go up on your elbows like this. Now with the plank, you want, once again, focus on tightening that core, all right? You don't want your body to be dropping down like this. You don't want to be pushing your bum up in the air like this, all right? As all you architects can tell, this is going to be taking the weight off of our abs. So we want tension right here on our abs. So pull in with your glutes like this to help keep your back in the right position. All right, head down like this, keeping the spine about neutral. All right, and we're gonna hold for however long you can, or if you're doing a circuit workout like we do sometimes, it'll be a set of 40 seconds, a little bit of rest, another 40 seconds, something like that, okay? So the important part is not to let yourself sag and not try to push up like this. Keep it nice and solid right here, all right? So that's a plank, and that's going to work out all of the core right here, all right? Next, we're going to do a Russian V-tuck. All right, Russian V-tuck. You're going to come over here like you're going to do a sit-up, but instead of putting your back down, you're going to raise your legs up like this. All right, let me move to the side here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and touch them to the side, and then move them and touch them to the side over here. All right, so it's going to be repping out like this. Really focus on moving your body back and forth. All right, so that's what it looks like from there, and from here. Repping it out like that, okay? That's a Russian V-tuck. The important part is to, once again, really squeeze with those glutes, really squeeze with those abs, okay? Really try to bring those hips, rotate up and forward. You can start to arch your back like this. You're going to be engaging more of the hip flexors, and that's not really what we want. We want the abs to be working nice and hard, okay? All right, so as you can tell, abs are not easy. I'm pretty much out of breath, but we got one more to do because we haven't hit the lower core yet. So we want to hit something that is way down here on our core and not up here. So how do we do that? Well, instead of having our body pivot up and down, we're going to do that with our legs. So legs, we're going to put out, we're going to put our body all the way down, and then we're going to be lifting up our legs and putting them back down again. All right, and there's an infinite number of variations to pretty much any of these, but the leg raise especially. Let's take a look at what that looks like. All right, body on the ground, legs go up, 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 and down. All right, you need to do it nice and slow. Let's take a look at that again. We don't want any swinging up and swinging down. Nice and slow up, nice and slow down. All right? One of the keys of this exercise is something that you're not going to be able to see very well, but you should be able to feel. So, when I go on the ground like this and I have my legs out, my lower back here creates a small arch, and what I want to do is I want to press that arch against the ground as hard as I can, okay? I don't want that arch. By pressing that arch against the ground and making it flat, I'm engaging my core more, and that will help us have good exercise form, get the most out of our exercises, and keep us from injuring ourselves, which will allow us to exercise more, okay? So, this is a leg raise. You can do things like this. You can do scissors, which are like this, and many, many others. but they're all about the same. So use your imagination. If you get tired of one, go online, find another variation. They'll work out muscles slightly different, which is a good thing. So keep yourself varied. Learn your exercises and keep your activity interesting. That way, you'll do it more often. All right, so that's our basic exercises that we learned today about the core. Now, let me show you a circuit routine of what that looks like if we were actually to do an exercise workout with it. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so this is going to be our exercise routine that we're going to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to be at each one of these stations and we're going to spend 40 seconds at it, and then we're going to have 20 seconds of rest in between each exercise before we move on to the next one. And we're going to go around the whole circuit twice. All right, this is a beginning kind of workout. If you were doing a harder workout, it would be 40 seconds of work followed by 10 seconds of rest, and you repeat that 4 times at each exercise. And that's what we would do, okay? But let me show you what all of these look like as we do them in a workout.
All right, we have about 5 seconds until the workout begins. Full disclosure, I started a little bit early and some of my timings are a little bit off because I was filming this on my phone, and so therefore I couldn't use my timer that I normally use. If you are looking for a timer, there's lots of free options out there. I use one that is simply called Tabata timer. Tabata is a type of workout timing that is quite popular, so feel free to check that out. But we're going to get right into it with our sit-ups. We're going to try to not generate a lot of momentum at the bottom of the movement. We're going to try to pull up, concentrating on the core, making sure that we keep it nice and strong throughout the movement. So throughout this workout, you're going to see me looking over to the left side of the screen. That's where the clock was in the room where I eventually found my timing. So until then, you might see a couple weird edits through the power of editing though. If you follow along with what I'm doing, you should always have the right timing. Pay attention to this timer on the screen and we will get through this, all right? So remember, 40 seconds each workout period and then 20 seconds for every rest. With these bicycles, you're really trying to get your legs down and touch your elbows to your knees. The farther down you press your legs, remember, the harder the exercise is going to be. But always feel free to modify any exercise, all right? Push yourself as hard as you can, but modify. That's the joy of doing a timed workout rather than a set workout. Sets, you're locked into a certain weight and a certain number of reps that you're trying to accomplish. Here with the timed workouts, you simply do as much as you can with the time that you are given. All right, we're going into that Superman. We're going to have a nice compensatory exercise here. We're working out our core. We don't want to over-strengthen the core, otherwise that's going to create problems with us. Personally, I have a problem with my sternum, where it will sometimes be painful if I don't work out my back enough. So this really helps with that. Also helps with good shoulder mobility and some good strength on the shoulder girdle. It's a really good exercise if you spend a lot of time at a desk or bending over. In between each exercise, make sure that you're taking some good deep breaths, okay? Really try to get that air into the bottom of the lungs. That will help you get a better workout and make you feel more comfortable throughout the workout. All right, getting ready to go. With our Russian V-tuck twist here, all right, touching the floor on either side. If you want to make it more difficult, remember, use a weight. With this one, try to keep the hips rotated up and in, the shoulders and core really nice and tight, pulling down your rib cage towards your hips. The Russian V-tuck is a great oblique exercise. It will also hit your hip flexors a little bit. You do want to try to focus more on your core than on your hip flexors. So that's why rotating your hips and keeping your core tucked down tight will help take some of the pressure off of those hip flexors. Okay, getting ready to go with our next exercise. We're going to be doing a side plank now. We're going to start on one side and then we're going to go to the other side. This is going to once again hit those obliques on the side. You want to try to keep your hips thrust forward. If you notice me doing some weird things with my head, I'm looking at the clock on the wall. Don't pay attention to that. Keep your body nice and straight and in line. Where you put your hand at doesn't matter a whole lot, in my opinion. You can put it on your hip or hold it out to your side. Either way is just fine. All right, there's one side. Now, of course, we have to do the other. Don't forget to breathe, take a couple good deep breaths, getting ready to go again. If you need some help balancing starting on this second round, you can, instead of stacking your feet, put your feet next to each other. That'll help you a little bit. Just make sure to not lean back too far. Keep your pressure evenly placed on your heels and your toes. Make sure that your hips are thrust forward. Make sure that you're not letting your body droop down. Keep the body nice and straight, or even try to raise those hips just a little bit. You probably will feel like you're raising your hips more than you are, so that's a good mental marker to try to shoot for. You'll notice here, I'm keeping my arm up at my side instead of putting it on my hip. This is generally where I personally like to have my hand. Okay. Take a couple good deep breaths. Okay, we go into the mountain climbers. This is going to be the last exercise of this round. Try to really squeeze with those core muscles as you bring up that knee. Really try to get that knee all the way up to your chest. Also notice that the arms are nice straight up and down. Try to keep them right there. Mountain climbers are really one of those exercises you can push yourself really hard on, or you can have a slower pace. All right, but I encourage you, you get out of an exercise what you put into it. Okay, there we are. That's a halfway mark. Getting ready to go on our second round here, taking some good deep breaths. Here we go. Doing our sit-ups, keep those hands up. Try not to generate a lot of momentum from that bottom motion there. Pull up nice, slow, and controlled. Putting something on your feet or tucking your toes under something will allow you to do more sit-ups. It will decrease the intensity of the exercise. It'll put some of your weight-bearing load onto your legs and hip flexors. So we want to focus on the core in this workout. And so we are trying to do this without any sort of weight on our toes or tucking them under anything. Taking our rest now. I hold up the bicycle note because this is probably the hardest one for me. You can really get a good workout in this one. You're using your whole body, you're moving every bit of you. Remember, keep those shoulders off the ground. The arch of your back should be pressed into the ground. Try to really push out those feet. Try to get the most out of this workout. Push through, push through. You'll notice here that I'm really struggling, but you gotta keep going. If you have to take a second to gain your breath, do so, but get right back into it. There we go. All right, we're in our rest period. We got another 40 seconds of work coming up. Shake out those muscles a little bit, get them ready to go. And we're going to do our Supermans. Give those core muscles a little bit of a break. Really try to keep your feet off the ground. Push your hands as high as you can out in front of you. Keep that back nice and engaged. Really squeeze back with the shoulders. Push out and squeeze back. Remember not to crane the head up. Keep the head down. Don't give yourself a kink in the neck. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, there we are. We're done with that one. Don't forget to breathe. That's the key. Keep breathing. All right, getting ready to go again. Russian V-tuck twist. Keep those feet off the ground. Really focus on getting a good twist with your body each time you go to the left and the right. Don't forget to keep those hips rotated up. Try not to use the hip flexors. Once your core starts to get tired, you're going to start to feel your hips droop down and the arch of your back start to push out. You're going to want to fight against this. Keep going. Keep pushing. There we go. Done with that set. Only a couple more to go. All right, couple deep breaths, starting up our side plank. You'll notice that some exercises are more aerobic than others, and this is just something you can do with your program. You can mix up the exercises a little bit, so your exercise will be more aerobic or less aerobic depending on your ability or preference. Keep a good strong core, nice straight body. All right, one side down, switching to the other side. Shake out those muscles, take a deep breath, getting ready to go again. Okay, here we go, 40 seconds. All right, you're almost there. Just have this one left, and then you have the mountain climbers after this, and you're done. Hold tight. Really work on that mind-muscle connection. Okay, that one is done. Get ready for that last one. Take a couple deep breaths. Get yourself mentally prepped. Here we go. You got this. Getting ready. Here we go. Mountain climbers. Really drive in those knees. Really work that core. This is it. The last 40 seconds. Put everything you've got into this one. Almost there. Keep going. Keep pumping. All the way to the end. Push hard right here at the end. You got this. And done. Good work, good work.
So there you have it. A simple circuit workout for your abs that you can tailor to however hard or easy you need it to be for where you're at right now by simply adjusting the time intervals. Or, as you might have seen with the bicycles, on that second set, I was having a little bit of trouble keeping it with the hardest form that there is for it, but you can modify most of these exercises to make them easier. So, if you find yourself in a spot where you can't continue to do the exercise that you are doing, find a way to modify it so that you can keep moving throughout the entire time interval. That way, you're still getting the benefit of the exercise, and you'll find that those gaps where you'll have to modify will become less and less and less as time goes on. So I hope this was an encouraging exercise video for you, seeing that you don't need any fancy weights, that to exercise, you can use whatever you have, wherever you are at. So go out today and do something. Just do one, if that's all that you can do. Do one set of something. Get out there and do something today. I'm Scot Williamson. This has been exercise at the YMCA of McDonough County. So thank you very much for joining me.